Closing and getting keys. This is the last part of our home buying process course. When do you become the homeowner? You become the homeowner after you finish the closing meeting, the closing. This will include signing the loan papers, paying your down payment and closing costs. So you will have to go to closing with some cash. You do not walk in with a pile of cash. They will send you wiring instructions, and by all means, be very, very careful of wire fraud. If you're working with me, I will go over that numerous times, notify you. There are so many scams. People have been known to wire. I just recently heard this poor lady wired $90,000. The scammer created a fake email. Like one letter was missing, so she didn't even notice. They had the title company's logo, signature, everything. But the wire instructions went to the scammer, and she was only able to get back like $3,600 out of $90,000. Needless to say, she did not purchase the home. Was not one of my buyers, thank God. But because I do stay up on everything, I hear these things. I like to pass this information along to you, not to scare you, but just to let you aware wire fraud is very, very serious. Tons of fraud out there. So when you're paying your down payment and closing costs, you will wire that in. Sad, but you have to still do it that way. No cashier's checks because of scammers. Can't walk in with cash. Got to wire it. But we can get you past that too. Anyways, signing your final paperwork, transferring necessary funds, and getting the keys. Now, before the closing, you should perform a final walkthrough and inspect the home. This is to make sure they left what they're supposed to leave and they took what they were supposed to take. You don't want to go to your new home after closing because it's all done. There's nothing you can do, and find there's a bunch of garbage or some tore up sofa in there. You don't want that. You're going to have to pay someone to haul it off. Make sure the seller has it out. Make sure, since they moved the sofa and the bed set, there was a huge hole behind the furniture that they didn't disclose and no one's seen until day of closing. Or maybe when they were moving out, they damaged a bunch of the property. This is why you want to perform a final walkthrough once they're out of the home. If they're still moving out, don't do it unless you have to, but try not to do it because, again, it could damage something or leave a bunch of junk in there, or take the refrigerator and they were supposed to leave it. And you're closed and there's nothing you can do because you already gave them all your money. And so good luck getting that fridge back. Finalize your loan, making sure your lender has done everything. This should really be a few days before closing. And the title company or attorney, depending where you are, will complete the title transfer. Now, what happens at a home closing? One, don't worry, I will be there with you. I go to all my closings. Closings are also called settlements. It's a meeting where the final documents are signed, the closing costs are paid, and home ownership is officially transferred to you. On closing day, the buyer takes ownership of the property. Again, just to go over, transferring the funds from escrow. Remember, right as soon as you went under contract, more than likely you put some money in escrow. It's a good faith. This is where you get it back. It'll go towards your closing. Paying the mortgage fees, title fees, because the title company's not going to work for free, nor is the lender. You do have to pay them. The seller pays part of the title company as well, and normally the agents. So everybody has closing costs. Updating the deed to the buyer's name, signing the agreement with the lender that you're going to pay him back. Some lenders will have a huge stack and some will have a little stack. Cash deals, like there's a few papers. We're in and out. Those are beautiful. Cash is king. But lenders want to ask you again and again and make sure you know and you're aware of everything and you're going to sign again and again. And some papers you're even going to sign multiple times, maybe just said different ways. Title company or attorney will go over all that with you. And if they don't, stop them and have them go over it with you. You need to know what you're signing. The seller legally transferring the title to the buyer, filing the deed at the county records office, that will be the title company, and paying your closing costs. All right, well, I keep mentioning closing costs. How much are they? Closing costs for the buyer are typically around 2 to 6% of the home's purchase price. Those include the appraisal fee, origination fees, title insurance, application fees, mortgage insurance, and you can even count the home inspection fee. That's part of your closing cost, but you pay that up in advance. Remember, you paid it at the time so you can get the report back. Closing day can be hectic. If the buyer is financing, the process can take around an hour. It depends how many questions you have. Even if you don't really have many questions, plan on about an hour. There's a lot of paperwork with the loans. The buyer should understand their closing documents, which include the loan estimate and closing disclosures. Don't worry, like I say, I'll be there with you. When does the buyer get the keys to the house? A home buyer usually gets the keys to their new home on closing day. This is when all the documents are signed, payments are made, and the deed is recorded at the county records office. You will get them before that. So on our closings, like I said, I go to them. We do the walkthrough. We may have done it the day before or that morning. Either way, I'm going to have the keys. I'm going to have that listing agent drop off additional keys or make sure the remotes are in the kitchen drawer. If there's a remote for the garage or a remote for a gate or something like that, I like to make sure all your codes and everything are there so you can just get ready to move in. At this point too, I'd had advised that you have the water and electric put on your name, especially if it's a Friday. A lot of people like to close on Friday. I usually set mine for Tuesday because if it's a Friday, you forgot to turn your water on. Guess who's not open all weekend? And guess who doesn't have water probably for the weekend? But I help, and a good agent will help with all that. So do not worry. That's what we're here for. And so then we do all the documents and everything. Like I said, I picked up the keys or have them there, and we go and hand you the keys at the closing. Here's a couple little quotes I thought were nice. To own a home is to build a tangible dream. Home ownership isn't just about securing a place, it's about anchoring dreams. Owning a home is a keystone of wealth, both financial affluence and emotional security. Buying real estate is not only the best way, the quickest way, the safest way, but the only way to become wealthy. Don't put it off any longer. Go out and buy property now. It's never too early to buy a house. Well, I hope you enjoyed my course. Please reach out to me if there's absolutely anything I can do to help. Just know I got your back.